Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Wow. When we first started Turning Point USA, it would take weeks to fill an auditorium like this just to get students out, just to get people out to any kind of political event. My journey with Turning Point USA started right here at FIU back in 2015. I know, I'm aging myself. Do the math. But I saw something different with Turning Point USA. It had that different spark, that different messaging. The motto back in the day was "Big Government Sucks." And so I was walking from class to class, and I come by one of my friends who should be here in the audience. I think Ray Anthony should be somewhere around here. He was tabling for this new organization called Turning Point USA. It had this big sign in front of it that said "Big Gov Sucks." And so that obviously caught my attention. I was in my last year of college here at FIU. I'm a proud alumni, so give it up, Panthers. And in that last year, for me, I was still figuring out what I wanted to do after I graduated, right? There's just a handful of options for somebody with a political science and international relations degree. It's not exactly a STEM major now, is it? But I was wondering where I was going to go from there. And upon seeing this new organization on campus, I automatically just gravitated towards it and decided to volunteer. I had free time between classes, so I asked, do you guys need a hand recruiting? I'll hang out here with you guys at the table and pass out pins, which I'm sure you guys have been inundated with at some point by somebody that works for Turning Point before, with the stickers, right, that you probably see all over campuses. So that's how I got started. And when I graduated in 2016, in the summer of 2016, it was no less than a week before I took that last final exam that I was on a plane to Chicago for staff training to be a full-time Turning Point USA employee. So, it's been a while. I'd like to say that, and I joke around that, Turning Point is still my longest lasting relationship to this day. Turning Point has been truly like family to me. I've seen so many people come up here today. Juan Lucas, he was our first. He was our first chapter leader here on campus, and now he's a freaking state representative for the state of Florida. What? Charlie was so hands-on back in the day when we first started in 2016. It was such a small group that he himself would train staff on how to debate on campus. So he would provide us with talking points and would also give us tips. And the most important one was to keep calm, right? To keep level-headed, because that's how your best ideas are going to come through. And we do have the best ideas on the right side, right? We just have to know how to get them across, and Charlie sure as heck knew how to do that very well himself. And he tried to teach us all to do that too. In 2017, we had the honor of having Charlie here at FIU as a speaker. He was one of the very first events that he did on a college campus, on college tours, and of course, it had to be in Miami. And we're very proud of that. I think the reason why Turning Point spread so quickly and was one of the largest chapters in the country at the time, even though it was fairly new, it's because of the diverse student body that we have here on this campus. There's so many daughters of immigrants, of Venezuelan immigrants, Cuban immigrants, immigrants that came to this country for a better life and that taught their kids the dangers of socialism and communism and the things they grew up. Even though FIU is a minority-majority school, the principles of freedom and liberty just grew like wildfire here. So we should be absolutely very proud of that, South Florida. We're gonna definitely carry on Charlie's legacy. We're gonna take care of his family. We're gonna love Erica and those two kids like they were our own family. We're gonna make sure of that. We're gonna make Charlie proud. And there is a bright future ahead of us. We see it. Just in these last few days, there have been over 32,000 inquiries on starting new Turning Point chapters across the country. Raise your hand if you are in this crowd right now and have ever been involved with Turning Point at all, have gone to a conference, started a chapter, joined the chapter. Look around, guys, right? It's quite a few people. Now raise your hand if this is the first time that you've ever come out to anything political because of what happened tragically last week. Raise your hand if this is the first time you've ever come out. That's what I thought. So for the left that thinks that this is going to deter us, look what you just started. Look at what you just created. Our movement is going to grow. It's getting larger and larger. Events, not led by Charlie, but we've absolutely done so, and that is definitely a commitment to FIU and its promise to keep free speech and the First Amendment alive on campus. So we've really got to be thankful for that, and thankful for our president that understands its value and the value of public discourse and discussion and debate. So thank you, Jeanette. In the future. I'm absolutely sure of it. There's a quote that I saw over the weekend that a good friend of mine posted on social media that stood out to me. The tyrant dies and his rule is over. The martyr dies and his rule begins. The rule of his ideas has just begun. We've seen vigils like this across the country and across the world. It's not contained by borders, right? And you guys are all a part of that. So my last message would be to get involved in any which way that you can, right? Everybody can put in their grain of sand. Whether you're a student, you can get involved with TPUSA. Go to tpusa.com, start there. If you're not a student, you can go to tpaction.com and start there. Trust me, there's something for everybody to do. We can all play a part, and I expect that of you guys. I expect that of everybody in the room here. We're the ones that are going to keep this movement going. Thank you so much.